And we are live. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. I am Ezra, and this is Jonathan.
And I'm Jonathan, and this is Ezra.
And either way you slice it,
You got loud horsing off.
This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. That's right. We are not experts, therapists, financial advisors, relationship gurus, or parenting coaches. We are, however, enthusiastic amateurs with microphones and too much free time. Anything you hear on the show should absolutely not be used to make life decisions. That includes, but is not limited to, money moves, marriage vows, breakups, makeups, child-rearing strategies, or any situation where logic and responsibility are typically required. We are a comical and satirical show, so if you're taking us seriously, you may already be part of the problem. Now that we've legally covered our behinds, let's get into it.
ladies and gentlemen, bombs away.
Here we go.
Bombs away. How is everybody feeling about this? I wonder. Leave a comment in the comment section if you want to give your 2 cents. You might not be happy with what we have to say, unfortunately.
A little
Yes.
disclaimer.
I am a conservative person. However, I will hold feet to the fire. If I see bullshit, I'm going to call it. And I personally wanted no part of this Iran bomb, folks. I did not want it. I did not want to get involved in shit that didn't have anything. I went grocery shopping today. That's more pressing to me than
Yeah.
the fuck is going on over there. And honestly, I would be pretty upset with BB because I consider BB to be a bit of and yes, I'm on a first name basis with Mr. Netanyahu BB. Don't be running around the schoolyard punching all the fucking bullies in the face if you can't back it up.
Yeah.
Don't be having us behind you, right? This big militarily muscle bound goon. And then you're like, yeah, I'm going to fucking bow and take that bitch and bow. And then when they fucking start punching you back, go, help me, help. And you know what? And we ain't got money for that shit.
Yep.
We're having trouble buying groceries.
Well, let's also say from the outset too, like this is nothing to do with Jewish people and all that stuff.
No,
it's always the leadership of these countries where it's just like, what are you doing?
Correct.
You're and that's it. Unfortunately, like we've said before, the citizen of this country and Israel always has to pay the price, the ultimate price, if needed, for their decisions. So again, nothing against Jewish people. This is nothing to do with you at all. It's the government.
Correct.
It's the leaders that are in that country that should be calming things down, not escalating them.
Absolutely. They have to be held accountable. They never will.
They never will be. Yeah.
No.
That's on a whole nother plane. I mean, they do whatever they want and they say whatever they want and they can, walk away from it if it gets too hot and, they'll be like, oh, well, I guess that didn't work out,
Absolutely. I mean, and it is unfortunate that the reality is that pretty much every one of our presidents and presidents of other countries there are war criminals. Essentially, you give the order to go bomb and kill for whatever the fuck your elite agenda is, and then we're the ones that gotta flip the bill. Sons and daughters going out to go fucking die because they're not going to send their kids; they'll send ours, and so war criminals, and then you're taking lives. There's got to be a better way. Definitely a little bit upset because when Trump runs on, he's going to end these wars. He's going
Anti-war.
to end these
Yeah.
wars. We're like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, no more
The
wars.
guy knows how to make a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't made any deals. He hasn't made any ground with fucking Ukraine. He has no say. Netanyahu just kind of spitting in his face,
Yeah.
being like, "I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
I was
If
going to say,
go bomb Iran."
if I have the timeline correctly, I thought that like Trump was like, "Hey, we're going to try to make a deal," and Netanyahu was like, "Oh yeah, watch
but
this."
before you do that, bomb Iran. It's like, no, man, you're an asshole. You're an asshole. I hope Trump called him and was like, "You're an asshole, BB."
Yeah. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Now they gotta, and they did. As we stand right now, currently, right now, all 130 people watching us right now, we've bombed. We bombed Iran, and
we put it on him.
Trump made a post. Let's see if we can hit the Twitter files and see if we can find just some Twitter's going.
Do you think he's going to do a press conference? You think he's going to do a presser?
So he said he was gonna. So Hodge twins, they put up a poll earlier. If we agree with Trump's decision to bomb Iran for Israel. I mean, I voted no, but 40 minutes ago, apparently they said it's about 50-50. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to split base in half. That's how they're going to make us weak.
What did we say a couple of weeks ago? You split Republican and Democrat. Boom. You got two big pieces. Then you start splitting the sides.
Yeah. Then you start dividing the halves. I don't know. I'll tell you what, the left seems pretty uniform right now. They're all in the same losing team right now. So
well, they have a different set of problems.
Royce Lopez retweets Nikki Haley because Nikki Haley says, "Well done." And then Royce, anything this retard likes is a terrible idea. Exactly.
Well, was it her that got the job at Halliburton or one of those?
She was with some defense contract.
She was like a CEO or something like that.
Yeah. She's a war hawk. She is absolutely a war hawk. Here we go. This is right. The Quartering shares Donald Trump's tweet. We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran. And I'm going to butcher all these words, including Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. I wonder if that H is a
maybe.
Anyways, all the planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of BOMBS bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo. It once was a beautiful place, but all planes are safely on their way
Those
home.
Big, beautiful bombs.
Big, beautiful bombs. Congratulations to our great American warriors. They didn't have a choice. There's not another military in this world that could have done this. Probably not, which is why we are the greatest country in the planet.
Amen.
Now is the time for peace.
Now is the time for peace.
Thank you. So we bombed Iran. Okay, now it's time for peace. Now,
right now it's peace.
Peace time.
Don't do any terrorist attacks or anything.
Don't do anything fucking stupid. All right. We shut down the nuclear plants. That's all we wanted to do. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Good job. I do not agree with those actions. However, I mean, here's where we're at. We can't change the past. This is where we're at. We're going to have to kind of fucking deal with it. It's very unfortunate.
Well, again, I think even like on our last show, I think we were saying, you know, if all through the campaign, what do they say? We're elected by the people. We do the will of the people. Okay. If you would have put this out to the vote of people, I guarantee you it would be narrow, but I guarantee you most people would be like, no, don't.
Right.
No, we don't need to do that.
Well, I mean, just again, because Trump's base seems to be split 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
and then all of the left loves Palestine and
hmm
the Muslim society, so they would definitely say no to that. But wow, Laura Loomer here. Donald Trump is going down in history as the most influential president in U.S. history. There is no one greater. Wow, talk about a Trump
Wow.
dick suck. God, relax, lady.
I know, right?
He just saved us all from a nuclear holocaust. God,
Oh,
good bless him. She
right.
misspelled
Because
God.
there's not going to be any retaliation from that at all.
Well, so that and just, I mean, he just saved us all from a nuclear holocaust. We've heard that Iran's been on 2 weeks away from a nuke again since the fucking 80s.
I know.
So
I mean,
now all of a
seriously.
sudden, now we're serious this time. This is fucking, again, this is weapons of mass destruction in Iraq all over again.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, we've seen this play. They ran this play before.
Yep. This is the Packer sweep.
That's right. The old 42 belly option.
Yeah, 42 belly option, baby.
Fucking A, man. Cat turd. Cat turd is the so-called MAGA influencers. He's aiming his sights at the Twins.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's been beefing. I think he unfollowed them or something.
Uh-oh.
The so-called MAGA influencers who completely turned on Trump big time in the last 48 hours are now claiming victory after they made a complete fool of themselves.
Yeah.
No,
So you know what? I can tell you this right now before I lose this thought. This is the problem with everybody that has this point of view. You don't turn on Trump. You're not a fan of Trump. You should be for the American people or the America in general.
America in general.
The self-preservation of America would involve like a cooler hand here. Like, all right, listen, like we just said, literally, I'm 50 years old. Since I was in second grade, I've been hearing that Iran is 2 weeks away from a nuclear missile.
Yeah,
They've made movies about it.
sure. Yeah,
They made spy movies about how we narrowly, escaped some.
every time.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they have? I mean, in the past 30 years, why wouldn't they have done anything?
Yeah, I know. Like, right? Why till now? Why wait till now?
Look at the presidency for the past 4 years. There was no foreign policy. There was no. I mean, if there was a time to strike for Iran, that was it. That was the time. They had a window there. And they had the money because we didn't have sanctions. Right? Am I right about that? I believe I'm right about that with Joe Biden. I don't think there was sanctions on Iran.
I don't know.
I don't think there was.
I would guess if it was Biden, there wasn't any sanctions. If I had to guess, but I am just guessing. He says right here, Trump says, he says, I will be giving an address to the nation at 10 p.m. at the White House.
Yeah.
We're
that's
after
the
10,
thing.
ain't
Like,
we?
why do people treat these politicians, presidents, all that stuff like it's their favorite team or it's a religion? Like you don't say he turned on Trump. I think that's when you can start to have a conversation with people. You could say, hey,
important evening. Obviously, it's legacy defining.
It's Benny Johnson.
And I'll leave you with this.
He's going to be showing
God
the
has
speech.
his hand on President Trump.
Oh, boy.
And there are very, very wise people that are at his side, including multiple people who fought in these godforsaken wars.
Can everybody hear it?
JD
Okay,
Vance
can you hear it?
and Pete Hegseth.
I can hear it,
I
yeah.
didn't fight in these wars.
We have 143 with us right now. Thank you guys for joining.
I didn't.
Thank you.
These men did. Marco Rubio also, like Marco Rubio is not a veteran, but man, I'll tell you what, like based on the work that he's doing.
Marco Rubio is a demon, though.
He's,
Look at his
laughing
ears.
at-
It's a dead
laughing
giveaway.
He kind of
These
looks
guys
like
are
he'd be from
wise.
Middle Earth.
He's a demon.
I know all of them, right? On varying degrees. You've seen them all on the program.
I love
degrees.
Vance though. Look, I love
They're
Vance.
wise.
Vance
Yeah.
has
Not
got
going to
he's got a
atomize
high
America for,
ceiling
like
with me.
Their
He does.
the rest of their political futures depend on America first, depend on this coalition
Let me
staying
see.
strong and staying together. And this decision which was ultimately President Trump's, was made.
Come on, Benny, my guy,
Wise-
play the speech.
Council
Yeah, come on, bro.
of probably the strongest anti-interventionist cabinet in history.
All
Because
right.
not only do you have Hegseth and Vance, but you also have Tulsi and RFK and a number of other people who certainly are of the center, are of the center, I guess you could argue now. They've all left the Democrat Party. But the point is that, like, I'm not read in. I'm not like, there's a bunch of people who are going to smart off their mouth and say they're smarter than Trump. I'm not one that's going to do that.
Benny,
President Trump has earned my respect. My
play the
trust.
video, man. Or I'm going
I
to
know.
skip
I
and
want
go
you
to a
take a bullet
different
for this
somebody
country.
else's.
And I don't
page.
think for the rest of my life I'll ever see a president take a bullet for this country.
Well,
And not that wasn't
don't count
wasted.
your chickens, baby.
God doesn't waste that kind of energy. He doesn't waste that
Well-
kind of blessing. And so
He's helping
when it
Israel,
comes to
so
this,
no more bullets should be whizzed
I'm
in
going to
past
look
his ear.
as
Yeah,
the
he's
past
fine.
prologue. I'm going to look at the evidence of the administration already reaching out diplomatically to
All right, Benny.
I was going to say, can you hit pause? You know what? I have been hearing. I've been hearing that they're trying to lay the assassination on Iran directly.
I've heard that as well. Right.
That they were saying that Iran was behind the Butler one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, man, Iran, man, they were this close to getting them. If the
R.I.P. headphone user. Sorry. Go ahead, John.
if the Secret Service wasn't so afraid of sloped roofs,
This is apparently footage of
that would have got them.
the bomb.
Is that one bomb?
I think. Well, they hit 3 facilities. I believe I read.
Are they that close though? Look at that freaking explosion. That looks like a little mini. Look at that. That looks like a little mini nuclear bomb went off right there.
Right. Yeah. Little mushroom cloud. We're gonna have to do a little more investigating because you really got to watch out for AI. I've seen some AI shit already
Really?
on Twitter. Yeah. So we just
Okay.
we'll watch the pretty illuminations and shit, but I won't believe what's what until for a couple days.
So you know what this makes me think of? Somebody should do a video meme of what's the dude's name? Kenny Powers. What's his name?
His real name,
Yeah,
Danny McBride.
McBride. In
Big
Tropic
ass
Thunder.
titties.
Yeah, exactly. Big ass titties. Mother Nature just pissed her pantsuit. That's my shit right there.
See, like right here, I think this is fake,
Yeah.
but right here, brand leakage, heavy water, nuclear plant in Iraq, Iran that was struck with a full payload of bombs. President Trump's not playing around. I think this is fake. See, so somebody's lying here in these videos because this top one was at night,
Yeah.
and then this one is during the day. So that's not us.
Are they ahead of us in time or are they behind us?
I want to say they'd probably be like exact opposite. So if it's night here, it's
It
daytime
should be
there.
daytime there, right?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yes.
was asking. Like,
Again, we put that disclaimer at the front of our videos for a reason, folks.
yeah, look, we don't really know a lot. Okay. We just like to talk shit.
Yeah, so that's a thing right here. So look at this. Can I zoom in on this a little bit? Yeah. So look
Does
at
anybody think it's a little weird that we're bombing a nuclear facility?
so okay, yeah, you beat me to it, right? Because it says here, experts, John, experts warn that if Iran's Fordo nuclear facility is struck, it could trigger a major nuclear disaster. Do you think?
Oopsie.
Really? So a nuclear facility, if we bomb it, there might be some
Yeah.
there could be some nuclear fallout radiation.
Some waste because and somebody's going to go, so wait. You're telling me that if we bomb it and it blows up, it doesn't just stay there?
It just doesn't stay underground.
It doesn't
like in a
just stay
balloon.
underground? What do you
No.
What-
It
what do you mean
leaks.
it goes up in the air? What
In the atmosphere and settles on people's goats.
Yeah, don't buy
not
goat
gonna be
meat
good.
from anywhere.
Don't buy any goat meat from the Middle East for a while, folks.
Yeah. I mean, do you remember Fukushima had a crack? Fukushima had a crack and they were panicking
Yeah, hell yeah.
because
Yeah,
of
we
all
were.
the radiation and toxicity that was coming out of that.
Yeah, we were
We just
panicking
blew up
over
3
here,
nuclear
too.
sites.
Yeah. I wonder if there were going to be hearing, 20 years from now, but we'll
it'll
be
be
hearing
fine.
about like birth defects and
Mm-hmm.
three-eyed fish.
Yeah,
blinky.
3-eyed fish,
Fordo is gone.
dogs that can talk now,
Dogs that can talk. Well, that'd actually be pretty cool.
What is that? What was that?
Don't
video?
you ever?
Oh,
What was that? What was this? This is Will Smith's son.
oh boy.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Yeah, it says Will Smith has failed as a parent. But that's a different topic on a different day.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Stu Peters. So here's Stu Peters.
Uh-oh, Stu. Let's see what Stu has
Stu
to say.
Peters a little based for the normal folks. I can't say that he's wrong all the time, but here's some maybe. Wait, what did he say? Fixed it. So he doctored up a tweet from Trump. Jews have completed their very successful mission on my face, mouth, and anus. All Jewish cocks are back in the trousers.
What?
A full payload of Zionist wow.
Whoa.
Has been wow into my what? And
Whoa.
onto my wow, Stu Peters. You are
That's
something else.
That's
sir.
a personal foul right there. That's 15 yards, son.
Somebody's got to throw the flag on that one.
Yeah.
Woo.
And that's a warning.
He came
Next
in
time
hot.
you're gonna get ejected.
Golly, he came in hot.
Yeah, you did.
Wow. All right. So I thought maybe we'd see Trump's speech like within 10 pages. So let's
Kind of
just
weird,
go-
yeah, that we haven't is there a
let's go
refresh
right
button or
to-
something?
Let's go right to the guy himself and see if
Or maybe a news channel is carrying it or something.
somebody, come on. 8 minutes ago, American flag. Thanks, bud. Donald Trump. There we go.
Uh-oh, here
All
we go.
right. Let's hear what he's got to say, folks. Here it is, finally. Sorry.
It's coming in hot. Look at him.
He's pissed.
Thank you very much.
Serious face. All right.
Yeah.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those
He didn't do the.
names
Yeah.
for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's
We have the best military in the world.
I wish that he would have said, we put an end to that 30-year tall tale urban legend of Iran. 2
Yeah,
weeks
so
away.
What's it going to be next? I don't
Now
wanna know.
they're 100 years away.
I don't. Yeah. Now they're 1,000 years away from all that hard work and money we gave them, the billions. What the hell was I going to say? It's not important. All right, let's keep watching.
key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely
Oh, I do know what I was going to say.
All right.
I noticed, and we'll notice this as Americans if you pay attention, that when you watch clips from CNN, MSNBC, Fox, they're always at opposite ends of the spectrum, always.
Yeah.
But the one time they'll come together is when we're fucking dropping bombs on foreign countries.
When we're laying the pipe on somebody.
They're right about it. So now that I prefaced it with that, I saw a clip on CNN of their military expert guy talking about the precision and what we had to do to bomb them for their underground facilities. The precision of our weaponry, these bunker busters, they were going to launch a bunker buster, boom, hit its target, but it only goes down about 200 feet. So to make sure that they get down deep enough, they just keep dropping them right after another in the same fucking hole. Come on, man. Nobody can fuck with our military, man.
No.
And I will say this too, speaking of, because the money we dump into our military and all our little gadgets and toys and everything. You know, at the beginning of this episode, I did say that I was not in agreement with us bombing Iran for so many reasons. But President Trump, in this 11-minute speech, could soften the blow for me if he tells me two things.
Which is?
I'm going to be paying less for gas at the gas pump.
Oh, yeah.
And I can stop paying $350 every time I go to the fucking grocery store. If he could tell me those two things, fucking bomb them. Glass their ass. Glass them. Bomb the shit out of them.
Take them out.
Take them, all of them.
Yep.
Not just the men.
As a result of these bombings, gas is now $1.98.
Whoa! Dude, I would be like, well, you got to break a few eggs, they say.
Well, speaking of eggs, they're going to go back down to $2 per dozen.
Ezra, I'm glad you said eggs. Oh, fuck, I love it.
You know what? You're a good egg, Ezra.
And I love the Jewish name. I'm just saying. It's one of the most beautiful names I've ever heard.
God bless you.
Woo-wee.
And totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel.
I will say that. Good point. See, Trump's doing the thing. He might say the gas and grocery thing. So that was something that I was thinking about driving in my work van, and I'm alone in my thoughts all day. Like, if we end up bombing them, oh wait, we don't get all 11 minutes.
Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Wait, hold
on. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America. So
thinking that of reliving 9/11 in my head, and I go, hey, weren't those son of a bitches fucking dancing and having parties in the street?
They were. Yeah.
After literally minutes, we just lost 3,000 Americans. We're fucking like, yeah, death to America. You know what? Let's let Trump cook. Hold on. Let's let him cook.
America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time.
He loved that fucking killing. God. Dude, he loved that one.
Please, he found a way how to work that in.
He fucking did.
I loved killing him. It was awesome.
I mean, you remember just the chassis of his truck.
He turns to Vance and goes, "They actually let me push the button. They did."
Vance is.
All right, man. Keep going, man.
Time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu.
What?
We worked.
What the fuck are you congratulating him for? He didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Again, he punched the fucking bully and then ran behind us and was like, okay, your turn.
Yeah,
your turn. You go. Go.
Get him.
Like, what the fuck are you congratulating him for? All right, maybe I'll shut up and Trump will tell us why he's congratulating him. I don't agree with this statement.
As a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. and we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military.
Look, those guys are just following orders.
Yeah.
All right. And that is no joke. They're flying over enemy territory. They don't know what to expect. Their assholes were probably tight the whole time when they're up there.
Yeah.
You know, targeting, doing all the systems, launching, and then turning around, getting the fuck out of there. I'm glad they get to go home and have dinner with their wives and kids tonight. That's good.
Yeah.
But again, still don't agree with the action of bombing Iran. Still maintaining that position.
I wonder what their soundtrack was. You think they played a soundtrack?
Oh, do you think they get to?
I mean, why not? You
Yeah.
think somebody in the plane's like, yo,
Put on Zed Metallica.
Put on Seek and Destroy.
Yeah.
The girl. Seek and Destroy.
That's a good one. That would be a good
Right?
one in there. Yeah, absolutely.
On an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so.
Yeah, don't hold your breath, buddy, because
I mean-
Iran's already come out and said that we know where all your military installations are in the Middle East. It's on. They said you started it. We're gonna finish it. That's what.
When did they say that?
Probably 30 minutes after their fucking their nuclear facilities got hit.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're going to retaliate.
Yeah. So those pilots don't get too comfortable.
Right.
You'll be right back in those fucking planes.
I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general.
Are you serious?
And
That's
all
his
of the
name?
brilliant
Raising
military
Cane?
minds.
Raising Cane.
Is that serious?
I don't know. That's what he said.
Come on. Tell me this is not WWE.
Raising Cane. Well, it is. This is all political theater.
Raising Cane.
Arizona. Oh yeah, Raising Cane. Oh,
Oh my God, man.
is that a wrestling reference? I don't know. I
No,
don't know.
Raising Cane. Like, you're raising hell. Like, you never heard that before? Raising Cane? You never heard that
No.
before?
Uh-uh.
Maybe because you're from Chicago. I mean, you lived most of your life up there, but yeah, that's a thing. That's a saying. Like down here, people would say, "Oh, he's out there raising Cane, like raising hell."
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
in Chicago,
like
we
causing
just say
trouble.
we just say raising hell.
Yeah, raising hell.
And after you're done raising hell, go get a pop.
And then go to the basement and grab a pop.
I'm parched. Give me a pop.
Yeah, and then
Mine's involved.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, that's seriously like they get elected a guy and put him in that position, and
Yeah,
his last
yeah.
name is Raising Cane.
Yeah, why not?
Oh
Right.
my God, that's too good. That's too
Yeah.
good.
It's fitting. It's
Yeah.
almost too coincidental. I think that was
Mhm.
your point at the beginning of it, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days.
He's swinging a big fucking stick.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, swinging a big stick there, Donnie. Don't fucking fuck with me.
Yeah. I mean, he's just
fucking
pretty much
warning
saying-
you.
He's pretty much doing a movie bit right now where he's telling, the bad guy, don't poke the bear, baby.
Yeah, he's in fucking character right now.
Don't make me get out of this chair.
He's in fucking character right now. Well, you got to think, man. The adrenaline pumping through his
Oh yeah.
veins right now.
Especially because he saw it. Maybe he was listening to the pilot's soundtrack while it was happening.
Is that Metallica? I love Metallica.
I love him. I saw him in '87.
I just saw him in
Unbelievable.
Charlotte the other day when I
They
was
played
at
their
Fayetteville.
beautiful instruments. Very loud. Very loud.
Some say the best ever to do it. It's
Probably because I
amazing.
was there.
Yeah, they played extra hard, extra fast
For me.
for me. What a fucking day.
Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes.
Oh my
There's no
God,
military in the world that could have done.
Huh.
I mean, dude, I mean, he's just flat out saying, like, I'm going to drop the hammer on you.
Like you have a shitstorm you have never seen. And Iran's going to do it. You know, I don't know. I mean, I know sometimes they just talk shit, but by them saying we know where your military bases are and you started it and we're going to finish, that's a mighty big, that's a lofty fucking threat for Iran.
That is, I mean, and if they really said that, that's like, you know, it's like a little league team telling, you know, the New York Yankees, hey,
You're
we're
right.
coming for you.
It's your ass.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that is what that is like. And then Trump just is right now saying, I will pull down my pants and take the biggest shit all over your country. Don't
Yep.
fuck with me. All right, let's hear him out. Only a
Done
couple
what
more
we
minutes
did
left.
tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon.
Hegseth might have a couple before the
I was
conference,
going to
but-
say, dude, Hegseth looks like he is ready to rip somebody's head off. Like
Mhm.
he's got
Well,
that much in him.
Yeah. Well, him too. He's, you know, just about the adrenaline I'm talking about coursing through Trump's body. So Hegseth too, right? Because he's
That's what I mean. Like he's
he's
just,
like the head guy in charge. So
yeah.
fuck yeah. He's like holding it in. He just wants to fucking,
Yeah.
you know,
Like he's going to get into a fist fight tonight.
he's or he's
With
gonna
somebody.
he's gonna tell one of his close buddies, just punch me in the fucking face.
Yeah. Just
Punch me. Just do it. Punch me in the fucking face. Yeah. As he's blood coming out of his
Yeah.
fucking mouth.
And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them.
Hey, you know what? If there's one person you want to thank after killing a whole bunch of people, is God. Nobody appreciates fresh souls no more than God does.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, that's not a good.
I want to thank God for inventing these weapons of mass destruction that we are able to just take out hundreds of thousands of people just like that. Thank you, God.
I wonder if there is going to be a casualty count. I mean,
For
if we
your
just
hand is mighty.
Look, I wonder if we're going to hear about a body count because
No,
if we
you're
just
not.
if we just hit nuclear facilities, I know they don't run themselves, but maybe
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Yep," and the death count is about 24 Iranians, you know, and they were just like nuclear scientists.
Well, you know what sucks about that is like if it is a number that low, you know, it's like the maintenance people, man. Those poor bastards were just, you know, they clocked
Taking
in
out the
that
garbage.
and they were like, "Hey, I was watching the news earlier, and I
I
heard that
have Twitter. I have Twitter.
Trump said that he's going to bomb this facility. Is that true?
No,
No. It's fine. Go to
no.
work. Clock in and go to work.
No, Trump full of shit. You know, he just talk.
Yeah,
No,
he's
no.
always talking.
Go to
Listen,
work.
make sure you punch out for lunch. I'm tired of telling you to punch out for lunch.
I'm not going to keep telling you, Mohammed. I'm not going to keep telling you.
I'm sick of your shit.
Okay. All right, let's get through this.
God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very
America.
much. Thank you.
Ooh.
He just wants to throw that pedestal, like that podium down, like sideways. Wow!
Yeah.
Turns around and clocks Hegseth right in the face. Wow! Is that what you wanted?
Or like in this shot right here, Vance slaps him on the ass. Bow. Man, Great fucking speech. Bow.
They start
They're all
doing chest
slapping
bumps.
each other on the
Yeah,
ass.
just slapping chest bumps. Boom, bow.
Fucking A, man. Holy shit. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal.
I got it. I'm really glad he thanked God for the bombs and the military. I'm glad.
Yeah, I mean that is one benefit that I won't take for granted is that we live in the greatest country of the world
Yeah,
with
that is
the
true.
with the mightiest military to
As
be
we
able
just
to
learned too.
Yeah, but we've known for a long time. I mean, when they found the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, what did it take us? Fucking 48 hours?
Yeah, and then shock and awe.
Fucking 48 hours. That fucking place there was nothing. Saddam and his kids were on the fucking run.
Yeah,
It was a little manhunt for a little bit. The two
Yeah.
sons died in a firefight. We found Saddam in a foxhole, but
yep.
it literally took. It might not have been 48 hours.
No,
That's
I mean,
How precise. Bing, pow, bing, boom,
mhm.
pow, bing, bing. Done. That's
Yeah.
it. Oh, man, that's crazy. So that's where we're at. And now we're just going to wait and see. Oh, right here. Oh, Yemen. So, let's check this out. So this
Who's
is.
this guy?
يقتلونكم كافة واعلموا أن الله مع المتقين صدق الله العظيم.
Can I get
Is there a
some
translation?
subtitles? I don't understand Yemen. But this is basically the guy. Remember, I said I saw this clip earlier, but it was subtitled that he said,
Oh,
we know where all your
Well-
military bases are in the area. We're going to fucking hit your ass. You started it. We're going to finish it. Sure you are. You're talking to the United States, right?
I was gonna say. I mean, don't you think, like, your neighboring friend's gonna be like, hey, listen, man.
Hey,
Look,
look at.
I don't know if you realize this, but your eyeball's on the wrong side of your freaking face. Okay, like you really got the shit knocked out of you. Why don't you take a minute and regroup?
Hey, we're like your neighbor, right? We're your neighbor. Don't bring that shit over into our yard.
It's gonna spill over into my yard, and I don't
It
want
always
that.
spills over. It always spills over. Those bastards, they come in, they never leave. So shut up,
Yeah.
please.
But even it's like, you see that one guy who and there's a fight breaks out and he gets cold cocked and then he gets up and he's like more madder and you're like, whoa, dude, listen. I don't know if you realize this or not, but you're in another universe right now. That's how hard you got hit.
Yeah.
So just chill out for a minute.
All right. So we've got breaking
Uh-oh,
news.
here we go.
Breaking news.
From around the world.
Iran's supreme leader has issued a serious warning, declaring that, quote, Americans should expect greater damage and heavier blows than ever before. I don't know how, but we're tinkering with some things. We're still ironing out the details. I'm not too sure, but if we don't say this,
We look terrible.
we look
But-
very bad and weak.
Before we were on the edge and we were 2 weeks away for 30 years. This is probably going to set it back for like 4 weeks away for 60 years. But don't worry. We're working. We're going to figure this out and we're going to strike back. Is that Netanyahu?
That
Yeah, it
sure is. I'm trying to read the caption.
Look at him,
Oh,
man.
This is his own Twitter. Wow, okay. President Trump and I often say, "Oh, peace through strength." Yeah, peace through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace. Also, that was right. And tonight, at the real Donald Trump in the United States acted with a lot of strength. Yeah, you're fucking welcome,
I know,
asshole.
right?
You're fucking welcome. From the taxpayers, okay? From me personally,
Right,
BB.
from us.
You're
yeah.
welcome. Okay? If you ever need a buck or, a cup of coffee, just fucking hit me up. Let me
Yeah.
know. And I
Yep.
got you if you need some coffee. You fuck.
Just hit Congress up. They'll break you off.
Yeah. Wow. So all right, that about wraps up that. We've got some other stuff lined up here. I got pulled. So a lot of things happening this week. A lot of things happening last week as well, but I'll try to stay a little bit current. So we got two stories to talk about. One is that apparently Kash Patel and the FBI are saying that they've got all the evidence to prove that the 2020 election was stolen.
hmm
And I have a nice little piece on that. And the other piece is so the assassin from Minnesota who shot and killed a female congresswoman and her husband, killing them both, and then shot another congressman, but he, I believe, survived his injuries, went on the run, was arrested, and I don't know, I guess he's telling the FBI that Tim Waltz hired him to kill these people. It's a little bit early, so the facts are probably very hazy and fuzzy at best. However, they interviewed his best friend on the news, and a body language expert broke down the footage. So anybody in the comments, there's 145 of you here. Anybody want to comment and say which one you want to watch? Anybody?
Let's do the Tim Waltz one. That seems juicier.
Oh, so I don't have that story pulled up unless this guy talks
Yeah,
about
man.
it. I have the body language expert of it.
All right, let's do that.
He might bring it up.
This guy looks like a what do you call it? Like a not so great member of society. The guy that did the shooting, was he a congressman or no? He didn't have any government job or anything.
He did, yeah. So the shooter, the assassin,
Yeah.
he was appointed a job for the state of Minnesota by Governor Tim Waltz. Tim Waltz appointed him a position.
Do you know what the position was?
So I don't know the exact title, but I know his job duties were to
Get coffee.
kind of. I've definitely get coffee for sure. But his job was to try to generate revenue for the state by talking with very big companies and get
Oh,
to do business like in the state.
right.
Could generate some revenue, something along those lines like that.
So like a lobbyist, basically.
Correct. Yes. Exactly like a lobbyist. Yes.
Just like a lobbyist.
So here he is. Here's our guy. Let's see what he's got to say.
Now, keep in mind, this is just my opinion. This is just what I think and how it looks to me. That's all. But this guy looks suspicious to me. And I think the police need to interview him. And here's why.
Baby dead shortly. So I'm just
Wait, and so John, have you seen this yet?
No.
Have you seen any of this?
No.
All right, so this guy, because I don't think this guy talks about it, he just goes right into it, assuming you know who this guy is. After the assassinations, but yet before they caught him, this was before they caught him, because the guy was on the run for a few hours.
Okay.
If they couldn't find him. This guy is supposedly his roommate. It sounds wrong to me because I've seen photographs of the guy's actual house. He's married. He has 5 children, and he lives in an estate. What the fuck is he living at this guy's fucking shack? I don't
Right.
understand it. It's fishy. It's really fishy. Well, this is, and they've been friends forever, which you'll gather from the video. But
Right.
But that's who this guy is. He was supposedly best friends with the shooter. So, all right, here we go.
Okay.
I want to let you know I love you guys both, and I wish it hadn't gone this way. I don't want to say anything more and implicate you in any way, because you guys don't know anything about this. But I love you guys, and I'm sorry for all the trouble this has caused.
The text says, I don't want to say any more and implicate you in any way.
So that's what he's doing right there. He's on his phone because apparently his best friend, the shooter, texted him moments before killing the people that he killed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to implicate you in anything. Like, why would he text you to tell you shit?
Right.
Why is he texting you to tell you anything? Gives a shit. He's on an assassin mission. He's good. Let me just make sure and shore up my best friend really quick
Yeah.
before I go kill these people. Come on.
That's
It's a little sus. All right, here we go.
Because you guys don't know anything about this. But listen to how he says implicate.
I don't want to say anything more and implicate you in any way. And implicate.
He can't even pronounce implicate.
implicate.
I mean, he's got a Papa John's shirt on. I mean, really, how high of a grade did he finish school? Let's not read too much into it that he can't read the word implicate.
At least eighth.
At least eighth.
You in any way. And implicate you in any way.
Almost like he's reading it for the first time and can't read it and doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
And implicate you in any way.
That looks put on to me. This is where I started thinking something's up here. Why say that in a text? And that wording is not just odd, it's weird. In a couple of minutes, you're going to find out these guys have known each other for almost 50 years. And they've been best friends since the 4th grade. That's the reason I think he knew exactly what was on his best friend's mind. This looks really suspicious to me. And keep in mind, that's the sender of this text denying plausibility and involvement for these two other guys 3 times in less than 30 seconds. Again, that's suspicious to me.
And body language expert,
Oh,
communication,
Alex
law
Jones.
enforcement, feds.
Right. That's our guy.
And
Mhm.
you
Come on, get to it, Allie.
probably ask you to take it alone.
And these videos are from the next day, the next morning, at the house where Belter lived with David Carlson and this other roommate. SWAT's been there, so they're there cleaning up afterwards. And I'm going to break this down almost sentence by sentence so you'll know exactly what's going on from a behavior and body language perspective. Now, keep in mind, this is just my opinion. This is just what I think and how it looks to me.
He's just worked for our secret services reading body language for as a career. Him and Dr. Phil, they're like
Oh,
this.
okay.
Yeah. So you might want to take what he says as kind of into a serious.
Like he knows what he's
consideration.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he's worked on a lot of people. This guy, maybe even iced a few people in his day.
That's all. But this guy looks suspicious to me. And I think the police need to interview him. And here's why.
Maybe dead shortly. So I just want to let you.
So I'm no body language expert myself, but I've seen enough like in police interrogations to know that this guy is putting fucking too much on it.
Yeah.
He's a grown ass man, number one, unless he has very high estrogen levels. Shouldn't be reading a text. You shouldn't be doing that shit.
Right.
You should have already read it a bunch of times and been like, fuck, man. Like if it was you, I would have already read the message 75 times, been like, fuck, man,
I know.
he's doing the fucking thing. And then my house gets raided, and then a helicopter's flying around, and I got news cameras on the front porch, and then I have to read the text to them. I'm not going to go, I'm not. I'm going to be like, yeah, he said he doesn't want to implicate me, and so he loves me, and sayonara. Hasta la bye-bye, bitch.
Yeah.
That's literally what he said.
I'm out. Yeah.
But all right, so he's putting too much on it. Here we go.
No, I love you guys both. And I wish it hadn't gone this way. I don't want to say anything more and implicate you in any way, because you guys don't know anything about this. But I love you guys, and I'm sorry for all the trouble this has caused.
The text says, I don't want to say any more.
So in his timing, so this guy doesn't say it, I don't think, but again, I think I'm an analyst. He put too much on the I don't want to implicate you,
Yeah.
when really, if he was going to break down, it should have been at the part when his buddy says I love you.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but he didn't. He was kind of straight as an arrow for the I love you part,
Right.
but
Yeah.
lost it in the I don't want to implicate you. Again, I'm no analyst, but to me that seems incongruent.
Ooh, nice word.
Yeah, that's body language terminology.
Nice.
Or and implicate you in any way because you guys don't know anything about this. But listen to how he says implicate.
I don't want to say anything more and implicate you in any way. And implicate you in any way. And implicate you.
I'm just instead of making that a fishy thing, I'm assuming again he's very uneducated.
Yeah.
He's 60 years old and he works at Papa John's. I'm just
right. Right.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
In any way.
Almost like he's reading it for the first time and can't read it and doesn't understand it.
And implicate you in any way.
That looks put on to me. This is where I started thinking something's up here. Why say that in a text? And that wording is not just odd, it's weird. In a couple of minutes, you're going to find out these guys have known each other for almost 50 years. And they've been best friends since the 4th grade. That's the reason I think he knew exactly what was on his best friend's mind. This looks really suspicious to me. And keep in mind, that's the sender of this text denying plausibility and involvement for these two other guys 3 times in less than 30 seconds. Again, that's suspicious to me.
Yeah, he keeps trying to create distance between his buddy and him knowing anything.
Right. Yeah.
He was a loving, caring guy, loved his family, loved his friends, and loved God. And I don't know why he did what he did.
He's trying to make Belter look like a great guy, just normal old good guy who loved God, his family, and his friends. And he's confused as to why he did this. And this is his subtle way of letting you know he had nothing to do with it. What's odd about this is when he says, I don't know why he did what he did.
I don't know why he did what he did. I don't know why he did what he did. What he did.
That lets us know there's internal dialogue going on up there. Now, keep in mind, he's probably nervous because he's on the news.
Right.
His roommates just shot 4 people and killed 2 of them. So that's the 4th time we see denial of plausibility and involvement in this situation. And that's a whole lot of subtlety going on in there to show you he has nothing to do with it.
It's not Vance. No one will believe this. No one that grew up. He had lots of friends, trust me. And
this is another shot at him creating this person in your mind to show that nobody will believe he did this. He's a great guy, and he can't believe it because he had absolutely nothing to do with it. Another subtle denial of plausibility and involvement. That's 5.
I wish I could have been there to stop him.
I wish I could have been there to stop him. Again, subtle, but right on point for showing he knew nothing about this and had nothing to do with it. And had no earthly idea this guy was going to do anything or even talked about anything like that.
I wish I could have been there to stop him.
Separating himself for the 6th time, not knowing anything about this. Can't believe it.
Body armor or bullets or any of that?
No. He was always kind of into the military stuff. But it was just we were always like that. Me and him, we used to play army men.
He's sweeping and cleaning up because SWAT's been there tonight.
I mean, hell, last week I was the Marines and he was the Army.
It's good.
When he was like, we used to, last week.
When he was asked if Belter had any body armor or ammunition or anything like that, he talks about how Belter was kind of into the military stuff.
He was always kind of into the military stuff.
So he knew this guy was a weapons guy. He knew he was into that kind of stuff, but he blows it off. He says, we were always like that.
He was always kind of into the military stuff. But it was just we were all.
But if you look at my stature, I really wasn't cut out for the military.
Mhm. Yeah.
They told me no.
I didn't quite fit the mold, is what they told me.
Always like that. Me and him, we used to play army men.
There it is. They were both into military stuff. And Belter never showed him his Beretta, a 9.
Like, did we play army men like the little green army guys? Or like they dressed up and with Nerf guns and pretended
think-
army men?
I think that they dressed up and went outside. I think
the
they
whole
took it
thing, yeah.
outside.
Yeah. They put themselves in combat zones.
Millimeter. His gear, his clothes, his ammunition, the things you talk about if you were into military stuff. And
Yeah.
this is something you would bond over with your best friend from the 4th grade that you've known for about 50 years, especially if you were both into military stuff.
We were always like that. Me and him, we used to play army men.
If two best friends are into playing pool and one of them gets a new pool cue, he's going to show his best friend the new pool cue and they're going to go play pool. And they're going to talk about the cue and he's going to show it to him. This doesn't sound right. And look at these photos. Belter's wearing the military stuff. And again, David has never seen any of it. Doesn't know anything about it.
He was always kind of into the military stuff.
I was always more into
But
pizza.
it was just we were
but
He was in the military stuff, and I just really can't stop eating pizza. Woo!
always like that.
And he also doesn't bring up the 2 fake police cars that Belter owned. One he kept behind the house. In this situation, you'd at least say, well, you know, it's kind of weird because he had 2 police cars. One of them used to park behind the house.
a friend buys one and he's got to sell you on the whole. Hey, look, man, I bought it at auction. I
Got a
just
great
needed
deal.
a car.
Yeah.
You know, it was $2,500, man. So I just bought it. You know,
Those old police interceptors, you know, they're fast.
they're fast.
Mhm.
You know, you want to go for a ride? No, I'm good, man. You
All right,
sure?
now, you want to tell me why you got the second one?
And then I was going to say, then you find out he's got a second one. And you're like, dude, what the hell is going on? What are you doing?
You're collecting these now? They're
What are you doing?
collectors?
What's going on? What are you up to?
I was hoping you wanted to play army men.
Yeah.
Cops and robbers?
You'd say something.
How long had you guys known each other?
Oh,
Why do they keep zooming in on his
On his
belly?
gut. I mean,
They just really want to focus on, boy, is this guy really fat.
Uh-huh.
since 4th grade, it's been 45
That's where he hides all his guilt.
years, 50 years. God, it's been longer than that. Yeah, it must have been longer than that. Since I feel like camera. Since I was
So if I had a guess, and I know I'm jumping off of the deep end here, I bet if you look at this guy, just look at him,
Yeah.
and then you look at the life of the assassin,
Yeah.
they would great. You went to school together in fucking 4th grade, and you've known about each other. This guy's going on missions. He works
Yeah.
for the government. You mean to tell me he's fucking having barbecues with this guy with the greasy hair? Probably hasn't washed his hair in a month.
Right. Right.
And doesn't, you know, he lives in a very humble, modest life right
Abode.
there. He looks like.
Yeah.
So what I think is the shooter probably used this guy. Hey man, remember when I remember you in 4th grade? Remember I was always nice to you. Hey, yeah. Can I stash a couple of my cars just on your property?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that cool? Come on, because we go way back. I just need to stash my cars on your property. They're old police cruisers, and probably the line that you said. Yeah, I picked them up at a
You know what?
auction.
Somebody should ask him. Let me see some of the photos of you guys from high school.
Yeah, let's see the
and stuff,
fucking
You know,
beer
you-
long in.
you at the wedding. Where's the photo of you and him at the wedding?
Yeah, let's find out how fucking tight you guys were.
Yeah.
Because this guy just sounds like he's making shit up.
I mean, obviously, you were at the birth of all the kids. Like 5 of them, right?
All 5 of them,
All
baby.
5.
You showed up with a
You know?
cigar every fucking
Yep,
time, right?
Every time.
No, I couldn't afford the cigars. I work at Papa John's.
I brought pizza though.
I brought fucking pizza. Yes. Woo.
I was 12, probably. Oh, fourth grade. Hardly. Forever we've been friends.
Yeah.
So his best friend for 50 years, who's into the military stuff just like he is, doesn't come in and say, hey, man, check this out. I got body armor, or I got a new gun, or I got a bunch of ammo, or I got a gun belt, you know, just in case a war pops off or something.
Yeah.
Since fourth grade, it's been 45 years, 50 years.
They don't discuss any of it. This guy had no earthly idea he had any of that stuff. Are you kidding me?
Went down to Africa, got things going down there. Said he's wanted to start his own companies.
So the security company, was that fully formed, or was that just an idea?
That was just some fantasy. It was
So
never.
the cameraman is really an asshole because he cannot stay off this guy's stomach.
Just in case you didn't notice the first 5 times. Just look at this fucking gastropod.
I mean, you know, somebody was in his ear, like, knock it off. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, somebody nudges him, boom.
Yeah.
Like,
Stop it.
cut it out, man.
Focus on his face.
Camera guys, I can't.
His stomach isn't talking, regardless of what you say.
Oh, fuck.
It was never. It was you talk about it, but there was no movement on that part. And yeah, I mean, it was. You always had a fascination with military equipment. So do I, but I'm not. I'm 100 miles away from killing people.
Here's where we find out that Belter was going to start a security company. And Carlson says it was just a fantasy, and Belter would never follow up on it. I want you to remember that when he said there was no movement on that part. That's important. It's going to come up again.
So the security company, was that fully formed, or was that just an idea?
Dude, the cameraman.
What? He's got an obsession with big bellies. I told you not to put me on this job.
I told you this was go to shit. Why did you give me this camera?
Now that's all I'm going to think about now, John. Every time that fucking thing goes down, I'm going to fucking lose it.
Oh, that was just some fantasy. It was never. It was you talk about it, but there was no movement on that part.
Now, I would say, and it's just my opinion, just what I think, just how it looks to me, because this looks suspicious to me, that David Carlson has the same kind of equipment or something similar to it that Belter had. And I think this is kind of his pre-admission to that. In case he does get interviewed, he can say, yeah, I already talked about that on the.
Oh, he's getting fucking interviewed, Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah, he's under a spotlight right now.
Yeah. The FBI is going to watch
The
this
spot
fucking
on
tape
his
one
stomach.
time and go, bring him in. Bring his ass in now.
They got the spotlight on his stomach.
And please tell him to cover that fucking belly up. Wear a jacket.
Yeah, we'll put on a jacket or a blanket.
Sir, it's summertime. I don't fucking care.
The news. Look, you can see this video where I'm talking about it. And he's afraid he's going to be questioned. I can see it on him. That's what that kind of nervousness looks like. His breath rate increases. His blink rate increases.
Yeah.
His stress level just shot through the roof.
I noticed his
That's
breath.
called the diabetes. That's not anything. He's not nervous or scared. I mean, he probably is nervous and scared, but the guy's blood pressure and cholesterol is off the fucking charts. Those have to be factors.
Yeah. And he is out there with a broom. So he
Was
was doing
fucking
something.
moving right. He's moving
know?
around. So that's not helping his case any.
That's why
Listen to how
my
he says, I'm
breath is
I
a little off. Pardon me for a sec.
you know you're looking really guilty right now. No, it's my
That's
my
all right.
fucking heart. Now we're the assholes.
Yeah.
I'm 100 miles away from killing people.
You always had a fascination with military equipment. So do I. But I'm 100 miles away from killing people.
He doesn't say people.
The only thing he kills are
Pizza.
fucking extra large double meat fucking pizzas. That's the only thing he's. That's about the closest thing he'll murder.
Yeah.
Police says Peepa.
Killing people.
Pipa?
People.
Pipa.
The hell's a Peepa?
People.
And what does that sentence mean? I'm 100 miles away from killing any people.
I'm 100 miles away from killing people.
That's the 7th time he's separated himself from any plausibility or involvement with any of this. And I think he's hiding information here. But of course, that's just my opinion.
I mean, but hold on, because he said earlier, this guy, Four Eyes here, said that his house got raided the night before.
Right.
They took his fucking they downloaded his phone. There's no way
Yeah.
your house is fucking getting raided and they're
Yeah.
not going, give me your cell phone right
Well,
now.
and his computer, everything.
Everything. That's right. Anything
Yeah.
digital, his computer, his fucking phone. So they're gonna find out. They're gonna find some shit out. He knows more than what he's
They're
saying.
gonna find
in
those
those
wedding
interviews.
photos.
That would help his case if they did.
Yeah, with his bestie.
They're like, oh, look at all the reels, and they
Mhm.
were besties. They're not gonna find any of that shit.
Nope.
Apparently, in his manifesto, there was some stuff about Planned Parenthood.
He had a
Fucking
manifesto.
cameraman.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Was there any?
He had a manifesto.
Is he fucking, is the camera looking up at the fucking helicopter that's going around?
He's having a full blown
drifting?
conversation with somebody and he just keeps
Yeah.
dropping the camera. What?
Or he's falling asleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it. He's falling
The
asleep.
cameraman had a long night and he's fucking,
Oh my god, dude.
that's got to be what it is. Or it's the obsession with bellies. Like that Simpsons episode where Homer was with Mully and Scully, or who the fuck?
Yeah, and they
X-Files.
yeah,
And she made him run on the treadmill.
just so she could watch the belly jiggle.
Yeah, and she was like, it's just like,
It's kind of hypnotic.
mesmerizing.
Yeah,
Hypnotic, right? Oh my god, that's what's going on here.
Oh my god.
Festo? I didn't know about that. Well, no shit, Hoss. But you talk like you didn't know about any of this stuff. Then you act like that's the one thing you didn't know about. That's odd.
That
He had
guy
a
he cranked it up a notch right there.
Yeah, he's getting in on the loud
Yeah.
horseman off. No shit, Tubby.
Hoss calls him Hoss. We all know what that means.
Yeah, fatso.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Was there any?
Something's not right here. And when you find out your best friend had a manifesto, you're going to ask questions about that. You're going to know if you're in
exactly.
it. You're going to want to know what he said. You're going to want to read that thing.
Right.
Where is it? How can I get a hold of it? Is it out yet? Complete lack of interest in that from that moment on. Something's not right here.
What did you know about these like squad cars he had? Like what the deal was with these cars he had?
Well, he was going to use them for his security car.
Oh,
So he bought them and yeah, he was trying to
Hey.
start it up. So
Hey,
'Cause we've seen
hold
two
on a
today.
second. Is that sweat on his collar?
Yeah, probably.
Damn.
He's extremely overweight, and it's summertime.
And super stressed.
And he's stressed the fuck out because he's
Uh-huh.
got choppers literally circling above his
Flying.
house.
And there's one guy with the scope on him.
There's probably a guy with a scope on him. There's no doubt about that. He might be an asset. But then his house got fucking demolished.
I know.
All the windows. I mean, like when I saw his wife peeking her head out earlier out of the window, all that was broken. What
Yeah,
did
it
they
was all
fucking
broken.
swing in on
Yeah,
rope?
they did the movie thing where they anchored themselves to the roof and then they
Yeah.
swung in, bam, through the windows.
On a rancher.
Everybody get down.
I live in a fucking rancher.
Yeah.
Did you have to come swinging, busting through my fucking
could've
windows?
Just broke the front door. That's it. Leave it at that.
Holy shit. Yeah, they fucked this guy's house up good. I tell you what, your best buddy, I'd be really fucking pissed at him.
Yeah.
It's because of you, fucker. My house is tomorrow. You know how fucking expensive it is? I have to replace all these fucking windows. The government's
so you know
not
what?
paying
That's
for
kind of
that.
true too. I mean, wouldn't you have a little chip on your shoulder?
Yeah,
You know,
I would say so.
like if they busted up my house, I'd be like, yeah. You know what? If you guys catch him, I got something to say to him.
Yeah. Can I punch him in the fucking
Look,
face one
look at my
time?
freaking house. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at what, because of him. I had nothing to do with the shit. Look what you did to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And again, yeah, it's not like the local authorities or the FBI's are, well, here's a check for 40 grand. Go ahead and
Right.
replace all your doors. And
Go ahead,
windows.
and here's the number to the contractor we use with the city.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, you're on your own on that one.
Figure it out.
I wonder if you could even file a claim with your homeowner's insurance.
Oh, yeah. Probably not. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm sure they got a clause for that.
Well, so you beat me to it. I was going to say the sales rep or his policy manager is going to be like, well, I mean, when you signed up for the policy, we offered the raid insurance if your house ever got raided, and you laughed at me, if you recall. Who's laughing now?
You said it was stupid. Now look who's stupid.
You said never in a million years would that ever happen to your house.
Well, guess what?
Yeah. Look who's fucking look who's stupid now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey, like, you know how many of those he had?
Yeah, I forgot that he had two. He has one. They towed it away in the back. That was his primary car. And I guess he had another one.
Did you know that the other one had lights on it and everything?
Well, this one, the one back here didn't have lights on top. It just had lights on the side.
Yeah, we didn't
Earlier,
ask
he
about
said
that
the
one.
security company was just a
Snappy.
fantasy and Belter wasn't going to follow up on it. He said, and I quote, there was no movement on that part.
So the security company, was that fully formed, or was
Oh my god.
that just an idea?
That was just some fantasy. It was even talk about it, but there was no movement on that part. It was even talk about it, but there was no movement on that part. There was no movement on that part. There was no move.
So the best friend who knows everything about his best friend, but somehow doesn't know anything about his best friend,
Right.
says earlier in the interview that although he was just daydreaming and fantasizing about starting a security company.
Right.
But then when he's later asked, then, okay, well, what about the 2 squad cars that he's got? Oh, yeah, he bought those for the security
Mm-hmm.
company that he wanted to start. Well,
Yeah, that stupid thing that he was never going to do.
yeah, you know that thing I said that there's no movement on? Well, there was
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of
I mean,
movement.
there's a little bit of
He
movement.
bought 2 cop cars. Okay, but that's like nothing if you're going to start a security company. And don't about the body armor and the weapons and the ammo and
Yeah.
the cop looking uniforms. That's
Pants,
just
the shirt, yeah, the hat,
nothing to see here,
flashlights.
folks. I don't know anything. I don't know.
I don't know nothing.
Movement on that part.
His story just changed.
There was no movement on that part. Well, he was going to use them for a security company.
Oh,
So he bought them, and yeah, he was trying to start it up. So
He just realized right
This
there
guy-
that he screwed up.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He
Yes,
just
did,
realized
'cause
it. That's why he
stopped
cut
and
it short.
paused. Yeah.
And that's why he was like, yeah, yeah, and then just faded off.
I'm starting to get cotton mouth right now. I can't feel my left arm. Yeah, he fucked up, man. You saw that pause where
Oh,
he was
yeah.
like, fuck.
And he had that like, damn.
Yep. I fucked up. I told that son of a bitch I was no good at this.
I told him I couldn't do it.
I mean, he knew that back when we were playing Army Men.
Guy's digging a hole that's getting harder and harder to climb out of from an interrogation and interview
Yeah.
perspective.
when was the last time you talked to him?
last night, And I wish I could go back in time and stop him.
Searching for the words. Talked to him
Yeah.
last night. Now, what else do I say? I don't
Right
wanna say-
before the murders.
Uh,
I mean, it was kind of late.
That's it. I'm going out to stalk Lenny and Carl. No.
Oh,
That's what he did.
Yeah.
He just did that shit.
yeah.
All right, we got it. He's fucking lying. He's hiding something. Oh man, that's good. That was too good. That was good.
The cameraman, that guy is what a job he did on that one.
All right, we'll watch a little bit of the next thing, but I do have something in between that I want to share. This is a public service announcement to everybody watching. We still have 145 with us. That's great.
Wait, we have 145 people watching?
This whole time.
You're kidding me?
Since it started. No.
Oh man.
What, you thought I was kidding earlier when I said that?
I did. I was like, he said that wrong.
No. The whole time, man. All right. So the public service announcement goes like this. This goes out to you, John, and all of maybe fellow Americans, all 145 of you. If you ever find yourself caught in the craziness of an Antifa riot, always carry an iron skillet.
Ooh, yeah.
Carry an iron skillet.
Like Tangled.
So check it out. See this guy right here with the cigarette?
Yeah.
He's got an iron skillet.
No way.
Pay attention next time you're in an Antifa riot.
Oh, Lord. Oh! Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Dude, I fucking die every time. I've seen it like 8 times now.
Oh, my God.
I do a bong, bong.
And that's how it really sounds, too. That's crazy.
Dude, he fucking cracked two of them.
That first one, though, really got him. He really got that first one.
Let me see if we've got a. Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. It's like cartoon funny.
It is.
It's cartoon funny. And
I'm
an
gonna
iron
tell you-
skillet in their face. You know that fucking hurt.
Oh my God. That first guy, he used emergency dental surgery that night. And the other lady is getting a nose job. Like that,
Whoa.
dude. I mean, 2 solid hits, man.
It's the sound that makes
It's
this
the
funny.
sound. I know. It literally sounds like what you hear in a cartoon.
Oh my God, my stomach hurts. Oh my God.
Think about all the Bugs Bunny cartoons you saw in the back.
Yes.
In the way back.
That's the sound effect in Tom and Jerry.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, listen to that guy. Somebody's like, fuck yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, one more time. One more time.
All right,
Come
one
on.
more time.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Woo.
Oh.
Oh shit. You love to
Man.
see Antifa get their comeuppance, man. Oh, fucking A. Fucking iron skillet. Don't ever disrespect an iron skillet again. Not that anybody does. Everybody who cooks with an iron skillet, like, that's good cooking in an iron skillet. But you can use it to fight off Antifa.
So, and you know what? And the variety of objects that you can hit somebody with, there are things that are unforgivable. And I don't mean like, oh, if you hit me with this, it's unforgivable. What I mean is there is no mercy when you hit somebody with a steel skillet.
Mm-mm.
With a baseball bat, if it's wood or, there might be a little bend to it or something, and you might, but a straight steel iron skillet to the face? No, man. No. Because your face and your bone structure is not going to be any match against steel hitting you right in the face like that, man.
No.
Godly, that's rough. Golly, man, that's rough.
Love it. I love it. Love it. All right. So, folks.
Always watch your back.
Yeah. That's what they teach you in sports when you were a kid. Keep your head on a fucking swivel.
Mm-hmm.
Head on a swivel. You mean that the whole time the people with the masks on didn't notice a guy walking around with a cigarette and a fucking iron pan?
Skillet, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's would have been the first thing. I'm like, look out for that guy. He's holding a fucking iron skillet over there.
Right.
Just watch him. Keep an eye on him.
First of all, he's smoking a cigarette. Okay? If you still smoke cigarettes, if you see somebody smoking an actual cigarette, you should think twice. Mm-hmm. Man or woman.
Yeah, man or woman.
I think I'm going to start some shit. I wouldn't. Hang on. Right. They're still smoking tobacco.
Do you know that guy still had the cigarette in his mouth after he walloped both of those people in the face?
Again, I would expect nothing less. Of course he's got the cigarette.
Yeah, he's
of course he does.
Pro. He's a fucking pro, man. That's fucking nuts. Man, was that good. All right, so fellow Americans, also, we're not going to get any Epstein files. We're not going to get any names. Nobody's going to.
I thought we were going to get it, man. What happened?
Nah, it's most likely not going to happen, man.
Oh man.
We could put the Epstein killed himself story to bed.
Because he did kill himself.
He killed himself. And
or he unalived himself.
But what we can count on is us finding out that the 2020 election was fucking rigged.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
168,000 votes. 138,000 was it, Tim?
Yeah, 138.
138,000. You see the same. And see, look, this makes no sense. This is not even.
Do you remember seeing that graph? I remember seeing that graph the next morning when I woke up.
Yeah.
Going, hey, they must be done tallying the votes by now. And then seeing this chart going, wait a minute, that's an unnatural thing in tallying votes. That's what do they call those? An anomaly.
Yeah.
I'm a wordsmith. Yeah, that's an anomaly there.
You're on fire today.
Statistically possible where you have linear movement along voting like this, so you have a skyrocket. It should have been moving
the
along.
Argument is these are votes that came in and they all came in at once. But the thing that's the irony of it, every last
I'm trying to find the words. I can't. I wonder what channel this is on. That they're.
It looks like it. Doesn't it say Fox or no? Or I can't see that.
I don't see Fox. It says I see America Stands. Victory up here live.
That sounds like a Fox tagline.
Maybe we'll see in a second.
One of them broke for Biden.
There was not a Trump vote in there. They all vote, and you do not have a place in any state. Maybe Dixville's Notch, where there were 5 voters at the first thing, and they all 5 voted for Biden. Maybe there, but not when you have something of 138,000. You don't all break that way, and it still shouldn't be linear because you have so many counters that are counting across the way that they're all tallying and reporting, and you don't bunch them in and report one thing. So that doesn't look right for the process. It certainly does not look right for the fact that there is no place of 138,000 where you don't have both candidates represented. I mean, even the bluest city, you're still going to have somebody voting for the other party.
That's at least one person.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2.
At least one.
And so these two things, it would not be a tight race right now had this not occurred. And this looks like it occurred maybe 4:30 in the morning. This is about 6:30 in the morning.
6:23 a.m.
There you go.
Here.
Well, 6:23
We're
here.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, about-
looks like about 4:30 maybe.
Just shut the fuck up and let me keep doing what I'm doing. You keep interrupting me now.
If you touch
shut the
my
fuck up.
fucking graph one more time, I swear to God.
Yeah. You son of a
Because he
bitch.
keeps reaching over and touching his
Yeah.
graph. Hey,
I'm touching my fucking. Don't touch it.
like the drum set.
I'll put my fucking balls on your fucking graph.
Did you touch my graph?
That shot up here. So those are the two charts. And now you hear that Nevada has shut down. They're suddenly not counting anymore. So there's some crazy stuff going.
If you had to make a prediction of why would they stop counting in Nevada? I mean, people at home are trying to figure out what? It's the middle of the day. Why would you even stop?
That's what's inexplicable by all logical, by all political counts. It makes no sense at all. So you would still have people working. You would still have people counting through the day, through the night, trying to get the tally. Makes no sense why you shut everyone down. 160.
Ballots were counted for Democrats that were meant for Republicans, causing a 6,000 vote swing against our candidates. The county clerk came forward and said tabulating software glitched and caused a miscalculation of the votes. Since then, we have now discovered that 47 counties use this same software in the same capacity.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh boy. So, but if you recall, like when this happened, all of these reports that we're watching right now, we all saw.
Yeah.
I mean, they were littered all over the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on YouTube, all these. So they're like, I don't
Yeah.
know if they're just kind of re-showing us them.
Yeah, they're just like rehashing it. I mean, to stir again, what are you going to do? You're going to stir up the emotion. You're going to divide people just a little bit more.
Well, this one is the big parting, though. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Because-
yeah, yeah. This makes
all-
sure that the two stay separate. Because
sure.
we were getting a little close on the whole anti-war thing, and they're like, "Eh."
Yeah, hold
the
on.
election
Hold
was
your
fake.
horses.
Yeah.
Hold your horses. They cheated
election
in the
was fake.
2020 election, and we got fucking proof now.
Yeah, and then you get everybody pulling back and like, "I told you. Oh, you're lying." Yeah, all right, whatever. You know.
Our upcoming election, because this voting machine is used in 18 different states. Removing
We're going to skip a little bit
Marking the ballots.
because there's
I filmed her a half hour ago doing 6, and she's still working at it. Let's stamp it. Received.
they're filling out ballots right there on
Right.
camera.
Right.
Filling them out.
And let's fill in our 6 blanks. All at the top of the tickets on each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's a security guard right there who's watching her. The cops are in on it.
Now they
That's a big jump.
compartmentalize.
Yeah.
They compartmentalize all the shit. That cop doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
Right. Right.
He's there for their safety, for their protection in case somebody breaks in. That's the
Listen,
cop's job there.
That cop is thinking about what he's going to do with his overtime pay that he's earning right there.
Well, it looks like a Philly cheesesteak is on the order. She's not worried about what they're doing.
Here's what I think is great. Okay. These two, Bongino and Patel, have been in office since
February.
Let's say February. All right. So you got February. Well, I wouldn't count February. I'd say March, April, May,
Yeah.
June. 4 months. And they have solved this fraudulent voter thing with all these moving pieces. Think about everything that they would have to research to definitely say, yeah, there was cheating going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was rigged. Conclusively, they're saying it was rigged. They can't find who brought in one bag of cocaine to the office, to the
Haven't
White
found
House.
that. Nope. Haven't.
One bag. and you can't do it.
Can't figure that one out. It's a mystery.
Hey,
they'll speak about this in history books hundreds from
Yep.
years from now.
Yep.
The mysterious bag of
cocaine.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't crack the case.
Nope.
Disgusting.
When I started writing down the ballot numbers and the last names of the person of the ballot that had the name on the ballot, they were all in sequence. These are absentee ballots, mail-in ballots. They cannot be in sequence. 2232 cannot have 2233 next to it because if they're mailed in, they come in all different numbers.
Because if there's one thing I know, it's numbers. I am so good with numbers. They can't be in sequence. I believe her. I don't know why. There's
Yeah, I was going to say, I think she's 100% telling the truth.
Yeah, I believe her for some reason.
And when I started noticing that these numbers are almost next to each other, like one or the other was in the middle, but then they were almost next to each other, my antennas went up. That's exactly when I thought something is not right here. Then
Oh my goodness.
Time out.
You have antennas? Oh my goodness.
Why didn't you tell me?
I never noticed. I looked. No antennas. This whole time.
as a supervisor, there was not even a date on those envelopes. It said November 0-2020. There was no second number there. Then I said, what is the date on this one? Then
Bastard. What is the date? I'm asking you. Make one up. Just make it.
Oh, man.
they got really mad at me. They said, you're not letting us do our job. You're disturbing us. And at that point, because we really don't want to be kicked out, so we were just kind of not challenging anything because we want to still stay in the room because we barely had anybody. Not only that, the sequence ballot numbers were all from the same area, like the Goddard Street in the downtown Detroit. Goddard Street, sequential ballots, signatures were all alike. They had no date stamp. It said it was empty after 0. There was no third or second or first or nothing. And none of them were coming up in the system. They were all being entered manually. They even knew that none of these details would even be in the poll book or in the system.
The center of the room, they have all the boxes lined up, and then they have one table for employee process.
Now, the local media said that this never happened. Hattie actually called me on November 4th. She was inside the TCF, and she said, Jim, you won't believe it. I just heard that a van dropped off boxes of ballots in the middle of the night, and she was working inside the TCF that morning. So we put in a request to get this video. It took months, and we got this at Gateway Pundit. We put this up on on our site.
I remember seeing this one too.
Mhm.
The midnight
Yeah, I remember.
drop-off.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, shut up, racist. Put your fucking mask on.
In fairness, though, how do you know that they were ballots?
They could have been pizzas.
They could have been pizzas, or it could have just been boxes of paper.
That's true. Lots
They
of
need
copy.
paper there, right?
There's a lot of copying going on. Copies.
Mhm.
Making copies.
Yeah.
So they needed paper. It could have been. John, that's a fair question. It's a fair look at it. It could have been, for sure. No doubt.
Tweeted about.
Maybe they can get to the bottom of that one.
Not like they said ballots.
Uh-huh. Ballots for Biden.
Yeah, ballots for Biden on the side of the box.
Maybe they did. They need to zoom in on the camera.
Yeah, maybe.
About it, and that's when we lost our Twitter account, by the way, by putting up this video. There's a lead car, an escort car that comes in. You can see here each time he hands something to the people inside, and then this van drives in, and they actually came in twice. Now, we had local media, one of the top reporters there. I'm not going to mention his name. He said that this never happened. He was there all night. There was no.
You have to mention names or it didn't fucking
know.
happen.
It
I'm
didn't
so
happen.
sick of that shit. Put a name to it then,
Yeah.
or it didn't fucking happen. Let's get to the bottom of shit.
Yeah.
I want to get to the one part where the driver.
Table. This table,
Because that was the one when I watched this earlier. I remember seeing all of this and kind of being questioning, like, okay, so nobody's going to say anything? No, nobody's going to look into this? No,
Right.
okay.
There's nothing
But-
to see here.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So hey. No, but I never saw the interview that they had with the driver.
at 8:22 in the morning. Yeah, I saw 4 suitcases come out from underneath the table. Did you see the gentleman in the red?
Again, that could have been their lunches. Okay, they were there all day and night. They had to
Yeah.
pack lunches. They're hungry.
I mean, what do you think? They're cheating? Come on. Knock it off.
So he has to be.
I went into work as October 21st. This all happened on October 21st, all right? So October 21st, I went into work as normal. I picked up my truck, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I got my slip, my ticket, whatever you want to call it. A slip, a ticket is basically something that it has the date, it has the time, it has when I'm leaving, it has all the information I have on it for that load. So I got my ticket and off I rolled to go to Bethpage, New York. I get to Bethpage, I check in at the guard shack out front. I go over to the door that he assigned me. I dock the trailer. I go inside, and as I go inside, this is when things kind of got a little different. So I always see an expediter when I go to a place. I see them whenever I go to a place, and whenever I leave the place. So when I went in, I gave her the ticket. She said, "Hey, how are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing pretty good. How are you?" She said, "Good." She goes, "Guess what? Today you're going to be bringing back mail-in ballots." I'm psyched because I'm doing something to help out for the presidential race. You know, like this is cool. The election, you know, and
Oh, so it's cool because he wanted to have a hand in our election. How cool is that? You get to be the fucking patsy who drives in ballots. What do you think about that, kiddo? Huh? You fucking made it.
So you know what I did? I kept the box for myself. That's a souvenir.
I went home and told the wife, "Look what fell off the back of a truck.
Uh-huh.
Ballots."
This is a piece of history, baby.
And all I know is I'm picking up the ballots from New York. I don't know if they're New York ballots. I don't know if they're Pennsylvania ballots. I don't know if they're California ballots. All I know is I'm picking up ballots in New York.
This goes back to a lot of, again, you bring up the theory of, again, they compartmentalize because then this guy could, again, he could say what he's saying right now. I don't know what the fuck was in there.
Right.
Could have been canned peaches. I don't fucking know.
Right. I have no idea. Even though she said it's ballots. I mean, like you said, I mean, I don't
know.
It?
Well, is it one? But I don't know where they're from.
Right.
I don't know who filled them out. They're just ballots, and I'm going to take them to a place where they're going to count it because I get to be a part of history.
Headed for Harrisburg. I got my ticket and off I rolled. Part of me was wondering, like I was excited, but then part of me was wondering also, like, why am I taking these things out of state from New York to PA? I don't know.
Because you shut your fucking mouth and you do what the fuck we told you to do.
Right.
You want you want that cushiony pension at the end when you fucking retire?
We pay
shut
you
the
to
fuck
do a
up and
job.
drive.
Yeah. We pay you to drive, not to think.
I don't know what the proper process is, but I just know, I don't think you would take mail-in ballots out of one state to the other. It just doesn't seem right, Then I got I got to Harrisburg, and this is where things kind of got weird. So I pull in, and I made the wait. So I sat in the yard, and I sat there from 9:15 till a little after 3:00 in the afternoon.
God,
I ended up going in.
He was on the clock that whole fucking time.
The whole time.
No wonder the post office is always fucking out of money.
Yeah, bankrupt.
Yeah, because you paid this asshole to sit there for like fucking 9 hours.
Yep. On the clock.
On the fucking clock. You fucking know it. Holy shit.
And to get to figure out what was going on. And I went in, no one knew. I talked to an expediter. He said he doesn't know. He said, hold on, I'm going to go get someone, find someone, you know. And that's whenever I talked to this transportation supervisor. He came down. He's like, hey, how are you? I said, good. How are you? He said, good. He said, I'm transportation supervisor. He said, like, I'm going to need you to take this load out to Lancaster. And
I said, sir, I've been sitting here for fucking 9 hours.
Yeah.
For you to come tell me now I got to take these bitches to fucking Lancaster?
Lancaster, yeah.
Oh, this is, you know what? I'm staying on the clock. This is all fucking overtime.
I'm not punching out, yeah.
and I said, well, I was like, why? I was like, that really doesn't make sense. This is why I told him. I was like, this really doesn't make sense. I was like, why would I take it back to Lancaster? I was like, 95% of this load is all for you. I was like, it would make more sense to leave the trailer here in this yard if that's the case, because I'm running out of hours, all right? And the guy said, no, just take it back. And I said, okay. I was like, well, I'm not going to argue with the dude. I'm
going to tell you right now, there's 100% chance that guy had never said any of that shit.
Yeah.
The guy was like, you need to go to Lancaster. And he was like, but I'm almost out of hours. And then he was like, I don't care. Go to
You're
Lancaster.
almost going to be out. You're about to be out of a fucking job.
You're going to be about, yeah. You're about to be on the unemployment line. So, yeah, I love it. And he goes, this is what I said. This is what I said.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, sure you did. I think he's a plant, but we'll get there.
And I said, all right. I was like, well, let me get a slip. And he said, no. I was like, well, I need a slip. You know, he goes, no. He's like, I'm not giving you a slip. I said, well, why aren't you giving me a slip? And he's like, well, you need to be unloaded. I was like, well, let me get a late slip at least, so that way I'm being paid for the 6 hours that I sat in the yard. He's like, no, you ain't getting no slip either. No late slip either. And he got kind of sarcastic. I got a little sarcastic. I was like, whatever, I'm leaving. Then I drove to Harris.
You're a part of the Bills Mafia. You should have fucked his ass up.
I know, right?
Thought you guys were supposed to be fucking badass and shit.
Yeah, it's tough guys.
You should have climbed up on top of your trailer and fucking
with the
jumped
elbow.
off it and elbowed
right on him.
Come on, not looking good for Bills Mafia.
Nah, looking soft.
Or drove
looking soft.
To Lancaster, dropped the trailer off where I normally do, and then I dropped my truck off and got in my car, drove away.
Wait a minute. Where did he go with this trailer?
He took that bitch to fucking
Did he take it to Lancaster?
Yeah.
So after all that, this is what I said.
After
and
all
he
that
got sarcastic and I got sarcastic, but I still got my ass in that truck and drove.
That's right.
Okay, tough guy.
This guy's probably got a fucking family to support. He
Oh,
should
yeah.
have kept his mouth shut at the beginning of it all. When the manager came out and said, "Yeah, you got to take this shit to Lancaster." You got it, boss.
I would die right now if the camera panned down to his stomach.
Because you know it's probably similar
It's probably the same.
to the other guy. A lot of buffalo wings.
Yeah, a lot of buffalo wings and cheesecake.
Came back the next day, and this was one that's even weirder. So my trailer that I had this trailer for the past month, 10R 1440. It's not there, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, "Where's my trailer at?" You know, like the trailer's gone. No one knows. And this was the first and only time that I had mail-in ballots. First and only. I didn't vote for anyone.
Yeah, you lost a fucking trailer full of ballots.
Yeah.
That'll be the last time you handle ballots.
What? Wait, why is that weird when they wouldn't even give you a slip for the load? Why is that weird? Like you really honestly thought you were going to come in the next day and that trailer was going to be there? Knock it off.
Yeah. He's playing dumb and shit.
Yeah.
First and only. I didn't vote for anyone. I'll be honest with you. I didn't vote for anyone. I just didn't want to, you know?
Okay.
What is he doing? Is he reading the script? Is he literally reading the script right now?
Yeah. So this is where he's full of shit. And this is where he loses all credibility with me.
Yeah.
So earlier, I wanted to be a part of history.
Yes.
And so great to carry ballots, but I didn't fucking vote.
Yeah, I was busy, you know.
Yeah, seriously, you fucking lying fuck.
Mhm.
You were so cool that you were going to be a part of history, but you won't be a part of history enough to fucking vote.
To vote,
Stop it.
to actually get up and vote.
Fucking stop it. This guy's, I'm telling you, he's a fucking plant.
Yeah, for sure. And he's reading the script right now.
Yeah, look at that. He's looking down. Okay, what's it say on my hand here? Because he wrote it on his palm.
He's like, damn, I shouldn't have wrote my takeout order right next to what I was supposed to say.
Then I picked up the trailer and had no tomatoes, but extra pickles.
Right.
Wait,
no. I'm gonna actually jump it up a notch. I won't do medium sauce today. I'm gonna do hot. Give me the hot buffalo.
Holy shit. Just don't get any of that shit on the ballots.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my mom, and she said, "Hey," she goes, "I want you to talk to someone about the situation that you had." All right, and I said, "Okay," and I told.
And I said, "Mom, what the fuck do you know about the post office?"
Right. What do you
and what
what's
we
going
do?
on?
No, stop it. Just knock it off, Mom.
Oh, this is bad.
Talked to them, and I told them everything I just told you. I didn't care who really won the election, but like standing there, I think the election, our vote, like that's the one thing of us Americans that we have. And if you're going to start corrupt
again, yeah, so important. That's all we have as citizens. But I didn't fucking vote.
Now, I didn't vote, but I'm just saying, you know, you can't manipulate something.
I mean, it's nice to have the option if you wanted to vote.
The option is the key.
Yeah, because I mean, there's some countries they don't get to vote. So, but I chose not to. So, it's guy's dumb. He's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
taking that away from us as Americans.
No, you don't get to say that. Taking that away from us. You didn't even fucking vote.
Yeah.
You don't get to say that. Hell, you're gonna just take that away from us?
That ain't right.
You took it away from yourself. You didn't
Yeah.
vote.
I was gonna say you literally cut it off yourself, man. God.
Oh, golly, man.
We deserve to know the truth. We deserve to have an honest, fair election.
God, I really wish, you know, my plea still stands. I think it was in episode 2 or 3 where I was like, listen, government, if you need a spokesperson,
you know,
who can match up with Trump, please give me a call.
You know, I frowned on it at first when you first had said that on the show. I was like,
don't do that
here. But I'm turning all around on this.
But to deal with people like this, we could have cut this guy down to shreds right there on live TV. Boom.
Yeah, right. And so obviously they're in need of, you know, thinkers in a think tank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So loud horse and
you
off.
can't mess with our rights as Americans to vote. I mean, I didn't do it. You know, I was busy with none of your business because I'm American.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's essentially that's what that was.
Yeah.
Golly, man. What a fucking joke.
Unreal.
Woo. Well,
we made it to another one.
We're hitting about the 2-hour mark.
All right.
Damn, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. You know,
That's good stuff.
Covered some ground, went over some of the topics, everybody.
Had a few laughs along the way.
A few laughs. But yeah, everybody be safe out there.
Be safe and be pleasant. Remember, it's bad enough out there. Let's just be nice to each other.
That's it. Just be nice to each other. All right. Well, until next Saturday, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you.
Have a good
Peace.
week, everybody. See ya.